Tēnā koutou katoa, nā mai haramai, hello and welcome to Ototahi. While the Rams hold down second spot on the ladder, the slow starting Giants are finding some form. It's a Cowles NBL Sunday sesh with the Rams and the Giants ready to go. Hello, hope you're all well. Justin Nelson with you for the Sunday sesh, sitting right alongside me. Four-time Cowles NBL champ, former tall black, all-round good guy, Casey Frank, good evening.
Oh, appreciate that. That's much nicer than you normally introduce me, Justin.
By the way, there's your Twitter handle. Everyone out there, feel free to bombard him.
Sure. Sounds like a nice little Saturday.
Results, round 6 in the Cowles NBL thus far, and as always, it is topsy-turvy stuff. A real roller coaster this season. Take us through it, Casey.
Well, we've seen the Hawks play a little bit of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with two opposing performances. The Giants continue to improve, big win on the road, but that Nugget squad, strength to strength, they're just suffocating everyone down the stretch, down in the knee.
Yeah, Tuatara very good last night. They fixed up the Hawks. Let's have a look at, well, what we've seen so far today. In fact, the Bulls have just defeated the Jets. That's a big, big win. Rams and Giants to come your way. Let's take a look at the ladder.
And the ladder shows you that there is a burgeoning middle. The Bulls and Jets just flip-flop spots there with the result of that one. The Rams and Nuggets sitting on top, but a loss here by the Rams will bring them right back to the pack and keep them in the muck with the majority of the rest of the league, with the Nuggets looking on from above.
And don't let those positions be misleading. The Giants in some form in their last two games. They are averaging 24 points more and they're conceding 11 points less. So they are running hot at the moment. Let's have a look at their starting lineup tonight. And they are starting to settle, Casey.
They're starting to find a little bit more balance on the offensive end. The insertion of Kevion Pippen has really helped in that. And also the aggressiveness of Alex McNaught at that guard spot. Avery Woodson, great all year. Maker, he can find some things from the inside and outside. And Sam Dempster shooting a three. That, to me, is key to this Giant squad. He's got to hit that for them to be successful.
Coach's Mike Fitchett. Let's catch up with him now and hear his thoughts ahead of tonight's big game.
Coach, on the back of a couple of improving performances up against Canterbury Rams team, is playing great basketball, especially on the offensive glass. How do you keep an athletic, well-sized team like that from getting extra possessions on the boards?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Huge focus for us. Wynyard, Darling, Baxter Jr., they're huge on the glass. So, you know, with something like that, it's just heart and effort. You know, we're a little bit undersized compared to them, but we just got to go ahead and do a job, be physical, and see what happens.
And for your own game, you guys are first in the league in offensive rating, really playing well on that end of the court and starting to find a little bit of rhythm from behind the three-point arc. What's the key to continuing that as you play a team that's pretty good defensively?
Yeah, strong defensive team with the Rams. We've had success getting our feet in the paint and then kicking out to shooters. Alex McNaught, Matua Maker, Daryl Woodson, Avery Woodson. They've been good getting in the paint and finding our shooters. So if we can continue with that, I think we'll be in good shape.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck today.
Well, Kevion Pippen, we've seen some good things so far. I just feel like the best is yet to come.
Yeah, he's a load on the interior, and he's got that soft touch. You can see the shooting ability, 7 for 10. He needs to find himself in a little bit better shape and commit himself to the rebounds, especially in this game. If he can control the glass on the defensive end for the Giants, that will be a big boost to their winning chances.
While the Giants have won their last two, the Rams have won their last 4. Starters for this one tonight, they too looking well settled. Taylor Britt, Walter Brown, Tevin Brown, Max Darling, and Ty Wynyard. Let's catch up with Coach Jug Flavel.
Well, Coach, coming up against an improved Nelson Giants team that's on a bit of a winning streak and playing much better on the offensive end, how do you slow them down now that they found a few more weapons?
Yeah, slowing them down is a good word. They're loaded with shooters all across the floor, which is no different than Nelson teams in the past. They, I guess, have a real good inside threat with Pippen there. Somebody that's going to be a handful and a good matchup for us tonight. But I think the key, or obviously one of the keys, but where I see the priority is Woodson, a guy that can do something off the bounce as well as shoot it. So he looks like he's setting the table with these guys, and yeah, that's keys, and obviously slowing them down is what we aim to do.
And then from your own point of view, you guys are playing really good offensively, great on the offensive glass. There's a little bit of a struggle defensively on the glass. How can you improve that section and really gain control of the possession game?
Yeah, there's a lot of things for us to continue to chip away at on the defensive end. We're tracking okay, but it's really about putting the consecutive possessions together. We show when we can get 2 or 3 stops in a row that we can be fairly dangerous in transition and score really quick. But we just got to lay that foundation, like you say, you know, force tough shots and clean the glass. And from that point on, we like what we have, being able to run the floor, and tonight that's going to be a big key.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Well, the big news for this one tonight in this Rams team, Casey, is Ty Wynyard, who's right in the middle there and getting some final instructions. This will be his last game before he heads to China.
And what a loss he will be. He's been so efficient this year, but it's not the scoring that's been impressing me. It's the presence on the interior. He is dominating physically, setting great screens, opening things up for his teammate, and crashing that glass. Without him, there's going to be a huge hole. But if you got the cow, you might as well milk it. So use it up for all he's got today.
TAB head-to-head for this one tonight. What are you seeing here, Casey?
Well, I see a really unselfish Rams team. The Giants would look to force them to play one-on-one, and conversely, the Rams should try and make the Giants make that extra pass, not where their skill is, but it's all about the interior. You see the rebounds and points in the paints, the second chance points, all going to the Rams. The Giants have to find a way to make that more even and can't get dominated in those categories if they want to get a win tonight.
Official stats partner of the Cowles NBL, the TAB. Just about set for a start here tonight for another Sunday sesh. Our officials tonight, Marty Davison, Matt Bathurst and Regan Ashley. Looking forward to this one. Both teams in some form. Giants starting to climb the table after a slow start, and this Rams team has been most impressive. We talk about Ty Wynyard heading out after this game, can also confirm that this will be Jared Wilson Frame's last game as well.
And he's going to be a huge loss as well. He's a really cerebral player, understands what his role has been, and his shooting from the perimeter has probably been the best that this Canterbury Rams team has been able to offer. Without him in the lineup moving forward, as well as Ty Wynyard, a lot of holes to fill. But don't worry about, that's a future Judd Flavel problem. Today, Judd Flavel doesn't care about that one. He just wants to get the win.
Got to get the win, keep that pressure on the Nuggets up the top of the table. 7-0 start for coach Brent Matahardy and his very impressive team, the reigning champions. There is Ty Wynyard, set to go into battle against Kavion Pippen, and that is a key matchup.
That's the matchup of the game. I think whoever is able to win that battle, and more importantly, if Kavion Pippen is able to keep it close, affect his effectiveness inside, lower his efficiencies, and keep him off the offensive glass, that will help the Giants keep pace all game long. Remember, this is the #1 offensive team in the league, leading the league in offensive rating. They can score, but they got to slow down the Rams.
Set for a start underway, and the Giants will come up with it off a Ty Wynyard tip. And Avery Woodson, certainly in some form at the moment, starts to set the table for the first time, knocked out of the hand of Alex McNaught. Good defense from Tevin Brown. Tevin
Brown's got legitimate quickness, not just of feet, but of hands, and we saw him knock the ball away there. Certainly an area he can affect games.
12 on the shot clock. Here's Matur Maker, drops the shoulder, and he's called for the charge.
Well, Tevin Brown certainly sold that well. I like the aggressive move by Matur Maker, but we'll take a look at it here. Yeah, you see him just drop that shoulder. He didn't have to go so far in. A nice job by Tevin Brown of making a 50-50 call go in his favor.
So now the Rams with their first chance of the game, and they go straight in to the big man, Ty Wynyard. Sizes up his options, then decides to go it alone. Tried to keep it alive off the miss. Giants quickly back the other way. McNaught. Woodson now sizing up his options. Goes down low, takes it through, hands it off. Here's Pippen, first basket, yes.
Well, lovely footwork there. Drawing the contact and spinning off of it with a soft finish to the left hand.
Rams still searching for their first points. A minute into this one. Maybe a chance here, Tevin Brown. Taylor Britt now, and there's an offensive foul. A legal screen called on Ty Wynyard.
And he's going to throw his body around. I was looking at the other action on the other side of the court, so couldn't quite tell how much he moved on that one. But he certainly has been complaining about it. But that's a lot of players have been complaining about that illegal screen lately. They have to adjust as Tevin Brown snatches it and scores it.
Well, how about that? Tevin Brown has had hands in lanes right throughout the opening minute and a bit of this game, and he's rewarded.
I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken. He could have been invisible on that play because they just pass it straight through him. That is difficult to do with the actual tangible human being.
Well, they certainly found him well, didn't they, as Pippen misses on the turnaround. A couple of points each to start this one tonight.
They're really focused on going on the interior of the Giants early. Wonder if that'll continue as this quarter goes.
There's Taylor Britt, surrounded by the tall timber of the Giants. Max Darling bustling in on Sammy Dempster.
Really like that recognition by Max Darling. He sees the Dempster's on him, and he's got that size and strength advantage. Doesn't settle for the triple, takes it to the cup to finish on the interior.
10 points a game this season. And there's Tevin Brown again getting a hand in.
Well, he's got one steal, he's got 2 knockaways, active hands. He'll love to see that as a coach. You count those ball tips, you count those hands in passing lanes, and he's looking like he's going to dominate that category today.
Averages 1.5 steals a game. McNaught pulls up the dribble, switches out to Maker in the corner. Oh, nice shot, Matua Maker.
Well, Tevin Brown, great defender, just doesn't have the length to bother that shot. Completely nonplussed was Maker on the finish.
Taylor Britt, ball under the wing. No problem at all the way to the rack.
Well, somebody's got to be that weak side help and stop that drive. He had McNaught on the side with no help underneath. Finished easy.
Keep an eye on that matchup, McNaught and Britt. Woodson, too easy on the baseline.
A nice quick drive, whipping through on that baseline. You got to be so respectful of his three-point shooting that he's going to have opportunities on the penetration on that way.
They've been scoring in big bunches over those last 2 weeks. Walter Brown, handy little pass underneath. Found Ty Wynyard who finishes. He's off to the TAB.
Well, I just love what I see there in terms of patience from Walter Brown. When he gets into this spot, he could have gone straight up, could have gone with the fadeaway, but reads what's happening. Pippen comes over, and a perfect little pocket pass dropped into Wynyard. Soft hands on the catch, soft hands on the finish, and the Rams take the lead.
Well, you want to know how to thread a needle?
I do.
Go and see Walter Brown. What a pass that was as Ty Wynyard converts from the TAB.
I was expecting actual sewing advice. Thanks a lot, Justin.
I'm no good at that. Rams out by 2, early stages. It's been fun. Here's Woodson. McNaught gets on the dribble, just floats it up and in.
And a much different Alex McNaught we've seen in the last 3 games. He's much more aggressive offensively, and that's opened up space and forced defenders to stay closer and respect it.
Basket for basket early. Tevin Brown to Britt. Again, searching, again finding Wynyard. Different person setting it up. Same person looking to finish it. Found again, and Ty Wynyard already starting to show his influence.
All created by that early screen. He creates the advantage. He doesn't hold when he rolls down. And Alex McNaught, when he sees that Pippen's taking over Britt, he had to shoot a little bit closer to Ty Wynyard to try and get his hands in that passing lane. He doesn't. The angle's opened, and Wynyard heads to the TAB for 2.
Makes the first. If you've just joined us, earlier game, the Bulls on the road taking down the Jets by 7. Handy win for the Bulls.
Impressive performance. The Jets were chasing the entire second half, and despite the dominance of their imports, was not enough to get over a well-disciplined Franklin Bulls team who seems to really be coming into their own now this part of the season.
Wynyard up to 5 points. Here's Avery Woodson. Woodson space, fires from deep. Does he get the roll? No.
Oh, hanging on the rim, but he is going to be so dangerous. Just that shot forces defenses to protect him more.
Turnover. Woodson comes up with it on the charge. He'll go all the way on Walter Brown and scores. Avery Woodson on the board.
Much better help side defense there. Woodson reads the play perfectly, intercepts it, and uses that blazing speed to finish in transition.
Averages 21 a game, Avery Woodson. 4.5 threes per game. He's #1 in the league for made threes. Wynyard again, getting involved up high. This time, Taylor Britt dribbles deep, somehow flicked it back in, but straight to Woodson, to McNaught. McNaught all the way, and the Giants are running the floor.
Avery Woodson back-to-back forced turnovers on the steal there, and that's opened the opportunity to score before the Rams defense gets set, and all those big bodies clog up the lane.
Midway through the first, Giants by 2. Tevin Brown, corner three's good.
Well, Tevin Brown, he tends to come into games one way or another, really locked in or waiting for the game to come to him. You can see he's locked in today, active defensively and aggressive with the ball in hand on the offensive end.
He's got 5 in the game as well now. McNaught stolen away. Wynyard, good hand in front of Cavion Pippin. And back Tevin Brown on a heater. No, defended well. Here's his opposite namesake, Walter Brown. In and out from the corner.
You like that secondary transition, though. Good look, unselfish play, moving that ball around, forcing defense to work.
Woodson has Max Darling in front of him, likes the matchup. Turns and scores. Avery Woodson feeling it early for the Giants.
Not bad defense, good job by the help side to pinch in, force him to spin back to the middle. Darling contests well, but Avery Woodson is looking locked in the first quarter.
Up to 6 now. Tevin Brown takes, turns, pulls up at the TAB. That one in and out. Ty Wynyard battling, showing some strength. Loose ball, baseline, a sideline, I should say. Nick Tratham did well in the end there.
Great hustle, and that's what you need against a team that might be a little bit more talented than you. Got to win the hustle plays.
Woodson again. He's feeling it. Just lost a handle on it. Good enough to get it back, and again he scores.
The ultimate shot fake there. Jumps up, 2 hands in the air. Where's the ball? Here it is, in the bucket. Nice finish, despite the tough play.
Giants by 3. Big block, Cavion Pippin. Lex Taylor Britt knows all about it as well.
Well, Pippin's talking smack, but he could have just grabbed the ball. Instead, Taylor Britt keeps going, and a nice steal there.
Woodson with the foul mid-court. Tom Ingham about to step into the game.
A huge block by Pippin igniting that break, but the Rams don't give up the play on the play, and they hustle from behind, force the turnover back, and keep themselves within 3 points as we take a look at Pippin smacking that off the glass. The ball's still in bounds. Grab the ball. But, you know, you get a play like that. You like to let them know. Let them know about it.
Certainly intent on doing that, wasn't he? There's Clinton, who's into the game. Long shot there, Wynyard. I don't mind that.
Well, he still only got 1 made 3 on the season. It was a big one. It was in that double overtime against the Hawks, which let them eventually get that win. But he's got confidence in the shot.
McNaught now draws the foul. Smart play, Alex McNaught.
We really just pulled Quinn Clinton into that one with the little shot fake and a quick stop, a jump stop there. Comes around that screen, nice screen by Pippin, and then just feels the hand on his back. Doesn't really want to shoot it there, but understands he's going to get the whistle. So he heads himself to the TAB, and he's winded. He's asked him to come out of this ball game, and let's see if Coach Mike Fitchett accepts that request or not.
Not sure that he will.
It doesn't seem like it. He is not running to the bench just yet, as Alex McNaught gets another little cheeky look over to see if the sub's coming.
Mike Fitchett's giving nothing away.
Well, I actually think he was locked in conversation with Avery Woodson, so he's not quite sure. I don't know if he picked that one up, but we got a violation on the free throw, so another attempt here, and that is a mental error that has the opportunity to put points back on the board from TAB.
And what a story it is. Young Alex McNaught first entered into the Sal's NBL back in the showdown as an injury replacement player for the Giants. I think he was replacing Mika Vukona, from memory, who travelled all the way over from Australia only to get appendicitis and spend a week in hospital.
It was a tough time for Mika Vukona. What we didn't know at the time was it was his swan song, but a great experience for Renat. It's turned wonders.
Tevin Brown. Oh, my.
Well, he is putting pressure on the rim early in this one. I like his mindset. I like the aggressiveness with which he is playing. You see that catch straight to the rim. And Nick Tratham in no man's land there. He's not stopping the ball. He's not on his man. If you're going to commit, you have to completely slide over and take away that driving lane. If you're not going to help, get out of the way and just let him have the layup. But don't do the worst of both worlds. Not affect the play and foul him to give it an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
7 early points for Tevin Brown tonight. You can make that 8. And he has started very well for the Rams. Just a point in it.
Tevin Brown's got a chance to pick this pocket if he wants to.
Uses the screen, Tratham. Oh, getting up, Baxter Jr. Maybe in the end just put Pippin off his shot. And back comes Tevin Brown again. He launches, back of the iron and out of play.
Yeah, I would like to see a bit more patience on the other end. Cavion Pippin rushed that shot, got stuck in between steps. You see here, he might have traveled a bit as well. Gets it up, and Baxter Jr. didn't really affect that shot. But when you have a guy of that type of athleticism in your peripheral, you have to take it into account.
Certainly put him off momentarily, didn't he? Here's Ingham. Well, he looked in for Pippen, who turned his back on the ball. Turnover for the Giants and a chance here for the Rams to take the lead. Wilson frames into the action, so too Baxter Jr.
Well, nobody picks him up in transition, and that is a shot he has plenty of confidence in with good reason. Not just an athlete, shooter as well.
And it came from a bad turnover by the Giants. Pippen tries to make amends in front of the iron. Sammy Dempster, reliable as always. They swing the ball out to Ingham. Searching, goes back, turns it over. Clinton chips in. He's got a couple running with him, and good hands in the end from Sam Dempster prevented a certain basket.
Well, there's been some really lackadaisical turnovers by the Giants, not valuing the ball, which is surprising considering that they're one of the better teams in this competition, third actually in turnover percentage, but a good job getting back and forcing the sloppy play.
Baxter Jr. from the corner. Rattled around. Woodson. Been involved in everything so far in this game. Again, putting pressure on. Wilson frame, did well.
That's got to be a foul. He's got his hand in his back, pushing him while he's driving. I'm surprised that whistle didn't blow.
Baxter Jr. gets up. Man, did everything but finish.
And that was nice of him not to put Nick Trayton in the body bag. He can fly home of his own recognizance now.
Big time. Here is Trayton. He'll look to respond. That shot short.
Well, the Giants don't have the same crispness offensively. Mike Fitchett knows that he's called timeout.
Tevin Brown again, lightning quick off the wing. We just saw it a minute or two ago. He's just delivered the same medicine.
Well, this pace, I think, is starting to give the Giants a little bit of an issue. The way that the Rams are pushing it up and down, we're seeing the Giants are not getting matched up in transition. Kevion Pippen tries to pull the hands out, but too late, mate. Got them stuck in the cookie jar.
Mike Fitchett wants to chat. Brings his team to the bench. Rams lead it by 4 as Coach Fitchett collects his thoughts, takes a seat. Let's listen into what he has to say.
I just don't know what the fuck we're doing out there. Honestly. Like, what is that? A fucking turnover, we're walking down like we got no idea.
Well,
we're not getting anything
we
from
might
the
let
referee.
Coach Fitchett continue to have a chat there. We do apologise for the fruity language. Judd Flavel might be a little bit more settled. Let's find out.
Hey, when they get to the diamond set, try to send their guard this way. Okay, try to send their guard this way. The other thing in face, and we'll go face again right here. Troy just stays here. Doesn't matter if the point guard takes the ball out of bounds. Yeah, you are still up. You're still in the face, you're back, okay? So trap it right here, or we trap the lob, okay? Here we go. No fouls. Let's go. Come on, 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Casey, what have you made of the start of Tevin Brown tonight?
Well, he's just involving himself in the game, not just on the offensive end, really active hands defensively. You see him pushing the pace in transition, and that pressure he's putting on the Giants defense has really provided dividends early. And I think it'll do the same late as this Giants team starts to fatigue a bit.
Stats with thanks to the TAB. Tevin Brown, game-high scorer with 10 points. Avery Woods has 8 for the Giants. Hoopheads, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Make sure you join us for that. Always a little bit of fun, Casey?
Yeah, always at least a little bit. Just a little. I mean, if a little bit's if that's the bar we're crossing, we can give you a little bit of fun.
Giants bring it back in straight away. Some full court pressure as well. So the Rams turning up the heat right now, and away they come again.
It's a decent look, but the Giants have to make the Rams work in the half court defensively.
Wilson frame, getting up high off the glass, kept alive. Chance,
that one.
Corner, and that's going to hit the side of the backboard. And
What's
there's
going on?
a mass collision inside the paint. Bodies everywhere.
Still.
I think it's been called on Pippen in the end.
If that's Pippen, that is unfortunate for the Giants as he picks up his second personal foul. And neither of them he was really committed to. He's looking to save those for Ty Wynyard, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that Pippen's not connected to Wynyard a bit more. When he goes to the bench, Pippen to the bench, because he is really the only physical presence they have that can stand up mount any kind of resistance to Wynyard and what he does in the low post.
Well, if the focus there was to take out players, that resembled my Wednesday night bowling down at the lanes in Wellington, let me tell you, because he certainly took a few pins down And he takes a seat as Max Darling converts, and some danger signs here heading towards quarter time for the Giants. Rams out by 6.
And this is a 10-0 run for the Rams right now. They have really taken control of things since the Giants grabbed an early lead. And you can see the struggle with the Giants while playing, just trying to avoid this pressure.
Woodson looking to settle it down. Here's Marsh. Has Kai Isaac in front of him. Two good young players. Loose pass will find its way to Matua Maker. Goes out to the wing. Marsh can't respond.
I'd like to see the Giants put a little bit more pressure on the rim, settling for threes all over the place. That could have been a travel on Darling there.
Mike Fitchett showing plenty of emotion on the sideline. He's been teed up. He too thought it was a travel and was letting the officials know all about it. So Rams out by 6 and with a free shot from the TAB.
I always have a question about that when someone's talking to one official and another official decides that is too much. I will not let you talk to my teammate like that. Obviously not what was said, but the aggressiveness. And there we see Mike Fitchett with the question, and it's a good question. If you're dribbling the ball, you get your hand on the bottom of it and move 2 steps. Is that a carry?
Well, he's explaining it now to Marty Davison. End result was basket didn't go down for the bonus, but the Rams do get it back. The Giants looking to step this up in the final 30 seconds of this quarter. Wilson frame inside. Max Darling scores.
Well, Max Darling lets him know about the strength afterwards as well. Nice delivery by Wilson Frame. Good roll by Darling, but once again, the weak side help just a half rotation short. He has to be over there in front of him before that pass gets there. If you're coming on the side as he's going up for the shot, it's just going to be too easy to finish. And now we've seen the Rams well and truly take control of this one.
There's just a little bit of heat in this game, a little bit of spice, Casey. Matua Maker with his 3rd foul as well.
And that is probably the biggest concern here for Coach Mike Fitchett. They do not have the bodies to let guys play without foul trouble. And they're starting, at the same time they're in foul trouble, starting to fatigue as well.
Pippen already sitting with 2, so very undersized right now. The Giants, dying seconds of this opening quarter. The Rams on a run have moved to a 9-point lead. Can Woodson snap it? Steps back deep 2. He certainly can.
Well, that's pretty. He's got that for him. Didn't want to take the drive, takes the 2 regardless.
And that'll do us. Quarter time. Handy start by the Giants, but the Rams have stormed back and they take the lead at the first break. Second quarter not too far away. Stick with us. All the Sal's NBL action in season 2023 right here on your home of sport, Sky Sport. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium in Christchurch tonight. Sunday sesh, the Rams and the Giants. Let's head straight down to the sidelines and catch up with Coach Mike Fitchett. Mike, good start. First 4 or 5 minutes. Rams got going, some foul trouble there. 13-2 run for the Rams to finish the quarter. What was the message at the break then?
Stop talking to the referees because they're not going to change, so we've got to adjust, and that's on me, that's on the players. But, you know, that foul trouble, it's difficult to deal with some days.
And looking at the way the Rams instituted that press and got you guys sped up, how can you get back to that nice rhythm that you found earlier before they started pushing the pace? And also nice Baxter Jr. not to put Sammy D back home in a body bag.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was checking your post double. Sorry.
And Fitch is done. And he is taken off. He can't even answer the second question.
I'll help you out. Here's Baxter Jr. That's a travel, and the Giants will get it back. To be fair, there was a fair bit of noise.
Yeah, I don't know. Come on, Fishy. Answer that question, mate. I don't know. We're going to have to talk to the league about a fine for this one. I'm not sure.
Rams by 7. Underway in this second quarter tonight. Can the Giants just edge back? They did have a good start. Scored well early. There's a foul. It's against young Kaya Isaac.
Well, he completely comes in across the arms and the body there, so not sure exactly what he's upset about, but you see the ball sitting there for him. Watch him just run through the body and arms of Trathan. There's no question about whether or not that is an illegal contact.
Here's McNaught. Was busy early. Gets around Clinton. Does very well, but he meets the rising hand of Troy Baxter Jr.
Well, good attack, but the athleticism of Baxter Jr. is always going to make that a difficult finish for McNaught as he's trying to reach over. Look at him go from a charge, an attempted charge position to blocking that shot. That is quick feet in action.
Replays with thanks to GJ Gardner-Holmes. There's a sloppy turnover from the Giants. And they've had a few of them, Case.
This is turnover number 8 there, 7 in the first quarter, and several of them unforced. You know, like that on the out-of-bounds play, you have to find a release outlet. Somebody has to make themselves available. Giants just pressing a bit.
Clinton under some pressure. Finds Baxter Jr. And the Rams bring it back out, settle things down. As far as Jared Wilson framing his last game as a Ram tonight. Woodson, good opening quarter. Nice drive from McNaught. And you can see his frustration there afterwards, just couldn't get the finish.
Well, it does all the work, but probably has a little section of his brain there that's thinking, where's Baxter Jr.? Just had that one slotted out, so rushed it just enough to turn a surefire 2 points into a missed shot. 5
points, 3 rebounds so far for Alex McNaught. And in the end, yeah, that's going to be against Quinn Clinton for brushing off the arm of Alex McNaught. How did you see it, Casey?
Well, I saw the extension of that arm holding it off. And, you know, all these calls, they happen so quickly in the game. McNaught with his aggressiveness on the body, there could have been that contact. But we'll take a second look at it here. Watch this right arm. You see he grabs it and lifts it underneath there. It's when he gets that wrap around of the hand that you have to blow the whistle at that point.
So first 90 seconds of this second quarter. Giants just handling things at the moment. Again, bodies go down. Dempster back to his feet. He goes from up high. And they just can't land a blow at the moment, the Nelson Giants.
But they're looking much more calm in this last couple of minutes here. So good signs for them offensively. Just need to continue it on this side of the court.
Wynyard back on the floor. Giants undersized at the moment, with Maker and Pippen sitting. Isaac, really nice hesitation, finishes underneath the basket. Young man on the rise here, Kaya Isaac.
And I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing more help side. They're just letting these drives go at times, expecting the trailing defender to get back into the play and giving up a couple of really efficient looks to the Rams.
Some indecision here from the Giants offensively. Ingham now on the drive. He's met with some contact off to the TAB.
Well, he's just a really intelligent player when it comes to searching out that contact, and that's what he does on that play. Knew it was a difficult angle to finish, but is able to get that body contact, get the ball up towards the rim, and earn himself a trip to the TAB.
Tom Ingham, of course, missed all of last season, 60% from the TAB. Team merch right around the Salons at NBL. There's the QR code on screen if you feel so inclined on a Sunday evening to go in and do a little bit of shopping. Scan away and search away for your favourite team gear in the team merch store. Extra point added for the Giants. Taylor Brick back on the floor now. Here's Isaac straight into Wynyard. Pressure on, out to Troy, Baxter Jr. Just not enough on it.
And for me, every time the Rams aren't driving to the cup, they're letting the Giants off the hook. They've got the physical advantage. They're really forcing them into some tough rotations. We see Kai Isaac pick up another foul there on Ingham with the push from behind. But not that that's bad offense. It's a decent look, but the efficiency with what they're playing at on the drive to the rim off the pick and roll action, they're just finding a lot more success out of that when you're comparing it to their 2 for 9 from deep at this point.
Judd Flavel, Mike Fitchett, the respective coaches tonight. They know each other very, very well through playing and coaching days. Two of the very best in New Zealand. And Nick Trathan.
He knew he had to get it up, and he used some arc. Almost wasn't enough.
Baxter Jr. for 2. Answer very, very quickly from the Rams.
Well, just a definitive, an aggressive move. First, take a look at the Trathan finish with the left, just barely out of the outstretched teams. And I think Baxter Jr. took it personally because he came right back at Nick Trathan and attacked him on the rim. Nice job of searching out that contact and then playing through it.
This might be question number 1 on Hoop Heads this week. Who gets up higher? This man, Baxter Jr., or Marlon Taylor from the Saints? Gee, they can both fly. Wynyard underneath. Create some space. Nice basket from Ty Wynyard.
And great recognition by Taylor Britt there on the angle. And an unbelievable catch by Wynyard off the glass. Pinned it up there before the finish. Well done.
Margin at 10. Giants about to make some changes. Their 2 big men sitting. Dempster badly needs a big basket to drop. Trathan called for the foul, reaching in over the back.
Yeah, just getting too involved in that one. And the Giants trying to get more involved from deep at this point, but not creating any really good looks as Trathan picks up foul number 3.
So Trathan's got 3, Maker's got 3, Pippen's got 2, all sitting for the Giants, who trailed by double digits. Wilson frame, Wynyard inside. Britt had some space, found Tevin Brown in the corner. Look at big Ty Wynyard getting up.
He's matched up with Sammy Dempster right now, and he's going to annihilate that lineup on the glass.
Baxter Jr. with the miss. Woodson heads up play. Marsh somehow got there in the end. Baxter Jr. flying in over the top.
He might have well has been on the corner with a little pan trying to handle, begging for that call because he had no chance to get it off when he got into his steps. Just found the body. Baxter all over that one, but too much contact. Tyler Marsh does well to find the contact and earn a trip to the TAB. And these trips to the foul line, important for the Giants. Just 4 attempts so far, but any chance they can get to the TAB, slow it down, get a chance for the defense to set, that is a win for the Giants.
First one, halfway down, jumped back out. I'm fairly sure there might be some Sal's Pizza on the line here. Should he miss the second? Crowd finds some voice. Second one out, crowd's happy.
3 slices, they're pumped.
Sal's Pizza all round tonight for the fans here at Cowles Stadium. Walter Brown straight back down to Wynyard. Spin cycle stuff. Sammy Dempster falls. Wynyard celebrates.
Sam Dempster trying to bait him into a charge, but Wynyard's pinned off that really nicely. Could have possibly been a warning for a flop because I didn't see the contact there myself.
Here is Dempster. He's fouled by Taylor Britt.
And Mike Fitchett, he's in between a rock and a hard place right now. Maker with 3 fouls, Pippen with 2 fouls, and he's trying to go out there with Sammy D at the center position against Ty Wynyard. That is a mismatch if I've ever seen one, and they are methodically attacking it in the post or taking advantage on the offensive glass.
47 points scored between the teams in the first quarter tonight, Casey. So far, just 11 points. In fact, that's the 12th for this quarter. It's been hard to come by.
And Coach Mike Fitchett has seen enough. Kavion Pippen checking in. He's going to have to gamble with those 2 fouls as Dempster misses the second and keeps him on the sideline for now.
And that made shot from the TAB was his first point of the game. As Tevin Brown was electric in the opening quarter tonight. Started it all up for the Rams. Wynyard just gets it back. He just bullied his way through.
Which is too big. He understands the advantage he has right now, and he is milking it as much as possible. That's you're going to have to get at least 2 bodies on him to box him out with the size discrepancy.
Well, we've seen him put away some big totals here at Cowles Stadium this season. Loose pass. Marsh did well to keep it alive, and keep it alive he did. Handy basket over the top of Walter Brown.
Broken play, but it looks pretty when the bucket goes in for the Giants fans.
Wynyard doubled heavily. Dempster takes it away. He gets on the move. McNaughton quickly up. Woodson now. Woodson lets fire and banks it in.
Off the glass. The bank is open late on a Sunday.
Oh.
And that's a timeout to Judd Flavel, because he has seen enough as this game is all creeped back into the respectability range as the Nelson Giants lifting their effort level and refusing to quit on the defensive end of things.
A little bit of a run here by the Giants. They reduce the margin to 8. And Judd Flavel about to sit down and address his players. How about this? There's the code for this week. Sal's Super Special. Swish. You did plenty of that in your playing career, okay. Casey. The cup pepperoni topping on any large pizza. Available till next Wednesday.
You talking about eating pizzas? Yeah, I did plenty of that. Let's swish it.
Hey, KP's back in. We're going to double the first time they throw it in. X double from the feeder. So, KP behind, X double from there. Be ready to rotate. Okay? Well, fuck, there, wherever. Hey, offense right now. We can get the ball in your hands early. Horns keep, and play. Cool? Here we go.
Well,
John.
we've got the swear jar out tonight for Coach Mike Fitchett. He's already dropped a few donations in there. We do apologise, but we are in his workplace at the moment.
Well, yeah, you know, you want the access, you get the access.
Absolutely.
You get what you get. I'm just glad Mike Fitchett isn't as any of the coaches I had in my day, because we'd have to pull out immediately and really apologize for some of the language.
Well, this man here, Kavion Pippen, he's got a big job to do on Ty Wynyard at the moment. Let's have a look at the stats for Ty Wynyard with thanks to the TAB.
Putting it together, 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting, but 9 rebounds, 3 of which offensive. Really imposing his will in this game early. 2 steals to boot.
Walter Brown runs
Avery
into
Woodson.
Avery Woodson. Now he's got to work again. Baxter Jr. out to Brown. Ty Wynyard just floating through the air. He's found some spring.
He's refusing to be boxed out. The work rate is excellent right now on the glass. That initial contact's there, but once that initial contact gets through, he just fights through it. That time he just plants himself down, and Pippen extremely lucky that foul went on Ingram, because that was certainly his 2 hands in the back of Wynyard there.
Well, the GJ Gardner-Holmes.
That's foul number 3 on Pippen there.
Well, he's been picked up this time, hasn't he?
Just tunneling through Tevin Brown.
I was going to say the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay on the last one showed it clearly. And, well, I'm not sure what he was thinking, because he knew stepping out that he couldn't commit another foul, Casey, and he got away with 1, but not the second.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate decision there, and now the Giants in real foul trouble. He takes a little, just trucks through it on this one. It's the extension of the arm. He was obviously fighting to get through that screen physically, but Tevin Brown set him up. A good quick angle, stopping instantly, and realizing he's got that big contact, fell down, sold the officials into a call.
Here's Tevin Brown at the TAB, makes the first, has 12, has 13 in the game now.
Foul trouble mounting for the Giants. 3 for Maker, 3 for Trathan, and 3 for Pippen now.
That margin back to 10. And again, this pressure up the floor, not making life easy for the visitors tonight. And look at Tia into the action now. Taylor Britt right there with him. Marsh backs it out. Woodson gets the switch, goes over the top of Ty Wynyard. A battle underneath. Whose hand does that come off? Giants will maintain possession.
Well, good hustle there by Sam Dempster. Just refusing to be boxed out, working around the younger Walter Brown. And he's got quite a few years on the young fella, and that experience and that muscle memory from the weight room enabled him to get through the solid box out.
What a season Dempster had in 2022. Here he is. Opens the lane all the way to the rack, draws the foul, and that is 101 Sammy Dempster.
Love the drive, love the aggressiveness, but more importantly, picks up foul number 2 on Ty Wynyard. Uses the up fake, attacks that foot that steps forward, and Wynyard just a bit too aggressive. Once you're beat, you're up 10, it's okay, be beat. Your presence is so much more important than picking up that foul, but instead, looks like he's grabbing his ankle a little bit now as well. Might have tweaked it a bit. Last thing that he needs, not only in this game, but before he picks up that contract in Shanghai.
Has the snow season started yet? Is this a ski slope in here tonight? I've seen so many players slide across the floor tonight.
It was, I definitely saw a dusting on the mountains flying in today.
Wow.
So hopefully it didn't come quite down this far.
It's been bizarre. Sammy Dempster brings it back to 7. Still over 3 minutes to play in this first half. Brown turns the corner. Gets it back to Tevin Brown. Fancy stuff. Dumps it off. Nice finish. Rams up and about. Max Darling.
He's had some nice effect off the arm ball, not just with the screen, but the strong rolls afterwards.
Hey, look, Patia out of control a little bit in the end from the pressure given by Taylor Britt.
Well, the Giants, when they've gotten sped up by this Rams, they don't look good. They have to find a way to beat that pressure and reassess what they have available in front of them. Is it a drive, or do we have to pull it back out and execute? Because when they're getting rushed, the offense is nowhere near as smooth as it needs to be.
I think the good news here for the Giants, things not going to plan, but they're only down by 9. So they can hold strong in the last couple of minutes. Oh, Baxter Jr.
You just gotta watch out for the boogeyman, because he will get you in your sleep. Another block.
Gee, he can get up. Here he is. Can he score at the other end? Rattled around.
Well, he had that first one. They're so concerned with his driving ability and athleticism, giving him plenty of space.
Woodson now, up fake once, twice, has to go up, looping over the top of Baxter Jr.
He's footsteps. Everybody on this Giants team has footsteps when Baxter Jr. is around.
Taylor Britt, oh, crafty. Very, very crafty from Taylor Britt. Timeout called. Mike Fitchett wants a chat. How many times over the years have we seen that from the Rams, number 5?
Well, takes advantage of the defense breaking down and flips that up. I think they're more concerned when Britt's got the ball, or any of these guards really coming off the on ball, more concerned with the drop-off right now because they've been so focused on looking for their teammates. But those guards got to remember, when the scoring opportunity's there, take it. And this defense will have absolutely no answers.
Spent some years with the Perth Wildcats, of course, Taylor Britt.
I used to ask him about what you learned more on defense. Was it from just watching Damian Martin, or was it from guarding Bryce Cotton? He said it was actually Bryce Cotton. Trying to figure out how to guard him was a tough task indeed.
How the ladder sits at the moment in the Cells NBL. One game earlier today, the Bulls defeated the Jets by 7. Other winners in round 6, Hawks over the Airs. Giants on Friday night took down the Sharks. Nuggets got the Saints by 9. Tuatara, big win last night over the Hawks by plenty. And then, as we just said, the Bulls earlier today. And that's how the ladder sits.
As it will for a bit of time until we get back out there again. But not worried about the ladder right now are the Giants. They want to get this win, but they just are searching for a little bit more consistency of performance here in the first half. As you mentioned, this is a team that's been on an offensive tear. Up to this point, only 32 points here in the first half. As we take a look,
have a look at this.
Baxter Jr. I mean, just when you think you got a little bit of freedom, Tyler Marsh is informed that you are sorely mistaken.
I noticed you didn't answer my question before either about Marlon Taylor and Troy Baxter Jr.
Yeah, don't need to. That is, well, I'll just appreciate two things of beauty.
I can accept that. Foul called, 1:47 left in this first half, and Giants are sticking around. Plenty of foul trouble for them so far tonight. McNaught back to the TAB.
Well, the second quarter, they did a better job of finding that contact and putting the Rams in position where they had the foul. Now this is coming into the quarter, just 4 attempts. Well, now they're up to 10. So at the same time that they've been getting to the line, they've kept the Rams from as many attempts here in the second quarter, which is important with that burgeoning foul trouble on the roster.
Rams shooting at 44% tonight. Giants at 46%. Rams leading the rebound count. Baxter Jr. gets up. Does well in the end just to turn the body.
The rotations were there, but just not enough size to affect the athleticism of Baxter Jr.
Here's Woodson. Did plenty in the opening quarter tonight. Travel called on Tyler Marsh. He looks a little surprised with the decision.
Players are always surprised about the travel call. No player has ever traveled in the history of the world according to his own whistle.
Mike Fitchett's giving that chewing gum a fair workout tonight as well.
Little zone defense here, switching things up, taking away that interior advantage is the hope.
Brown will fire away and makes from distance. Tevin Brown out to 16.
Pick your poison right now. The Rams are killing them on the inside, and they're finding some freedom from deep as well. Although that's just their 3rd out of 12 attempts in the makes.
Now Lupatia can't finish on the turnaround. Rams out by 14 now. And a chance to extend. Here he is again. Tevin Brown on the step back and make. Oh, Tevin Brown.
Well, he just understands how the moment, and he really can step up and completely take over the game for 1, 2, 3 minutes at a time. He did it at the beginning, and now he's doing it to close the half.
3 of 4 from deep tonight for Tevin Brown. Back-to-back threes, 19 in the game. And gee, Baxter Jr. flying across. Sky City play a timeout called by the Rams with 9.7 to play. They'll advance the ball out of this and look to score again. 30 seconds. There's the QR code, Casey, of course. All of the Sky City ticket to the big game. 10,000 tickets to give away. Scan that code. Take your group along to a Sal's NBL game with thanks to Sky City.
Well, just over a third of the way through the season. Not quite 10,000 left, but still plenty to get to. Just like jump shots in Baxter Jr., he is getting the most of them. 2 blocks for him so far. Surprised there's some more.
Advanced ball. Here he is out of the player timeout. There's a whistle here.
Oh, that's a crusher. An illegal box out there. I believe it's on Tyler Marsh.
Hardy Davidson, Casey, was just signaling holding the singlet.
That's actually Tyson Ailopatia. Is getting called with it, so it must have gotten tangled up. And Darling's done a nice job of involving himself in the game. Just 3 shots, but 8 points. Really able to get himself involved, despite not a ton of ball in hand in his 13 minutes.
That first one from the TAB looked a little flat, just over a second to play. Margin at 15. Ooh, second one was a miss as well. And I think Sammy Dempster has called it in time.
I think there should be a bit more time on the clock. They took off 1.2 on just a direct catch. I'd be a little bit surprised if this doesn't end up at about 0.8.
Yeah, fairly sure this will change. The Rams actually tried to make a sub then. You can't do that during a Sky City player timeout. So ball will advance here. We'll have a look, Casey, and see what gets added, but the Giants will get the last shot of this opening half. And if they can make a basket count, it's a very handy Sky City player timeout. Who do you go to?
Well, a little bit depends on how much time is left. If there's a second left, I mean, the answer is Woodson. You know, you're going to get the ball in the hands of Avery Woodson. But if he doesn't have a great look at it, or if there's less than 0.8, it can't be a catch and shoot. You're going to have to find someone on the rim. And if it's someone on the rim, to me, that's probably Tyler Marsh. He's probably the most athletic in there with the length to go up and try and grab it. But choice number one, Avery Woodson all the way.
No tall timber out there, 1.2.
No time came off the clock on that one. So also surprising.
It was 1.5 on the shot.
Yep. Okay, 0.3 came through.
And I'm fairly sure Sam Dempster called it as he took the rebound in midair. So McNaught to bring it in. Shot's got to go up. Woodson, no, can't make it. So half-time, Rams lead this one by 15. They take the second quarter honours 24-16. They've made their move. Giants with some foul trouble tonight. And they've got to try and work out a way to stop this Rams team in the second half. Avery Woodson's been busy for the Giants. Let's head down to the sidelines and catch up with him now. Here's Casey.
Well, Avery, a solid start to that game. You guys found a lot of freedom. What was it about the Rams defense that changed that halfway through the second quarter?
They're a long team. They do a good job of holding their hands out and being big. So that's an advantage for them, and it's kind of blurring our vision on our reads a little bit. So they're doing a good job with their hands and being active.
And for your own game, you haven't found a lot of freedom out there. How can you use that aggressiveness in the half court against them on that side of the court?
My teammates got to take advantage of it. If they see that I'm denied, we got to find a way to use that against them because it's a man not in help. So we're going to talk about it at halftime and see if we can take advantage of that.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. Thanks very much. And in comes Ty Wynyard, who's coming in really aggressive out there, especially against the smaller lineups. What's your mindset when you see they don't have a big end out there to guard you?
I just got to run the floor real well, create mismatches by running it well and kicking out to the corner threes, which Steven's doing a great job of. Everyone's running the floor and taking advantage of those mismatches. So.
And speaking about the running, it looks like you guys have made a real definitive mention of the pace. You guys are picking it up and trying to get them sped up. Is that part of the game plan?
Yeah, definitely. We just want to make it as hard on them as possible to guard us in transition. And I think we're doing a great job of it right now. So.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half, bro.
Halftime, Sunday sesh. Round 6, the NZNBL, the Rams with a handy lead by 15. TAB stats coming up not too far away. Stick with us. Welcome back to Cowles Stadium tonight. Halftime in this one. The Rams lead by 15, and it's a nice, calm Judd Flavel talking to his Chargers, Casey.
Well, he knows the camera's on. But no, seriously, he should be calm. This is a team that's well in control of this game for the most part. They understand the game plan, and they're executing it really nicely. I like the way they're sharing the ball, and I like the energy on the defensive end.
Well, the big news coming into this one tonight, Ty Wynyard, we know he's had such an important start to the season. He's a big, big piece of this team. He flies to China tomorrow, 11 points, 9 rebounds at the half, including 3 at the offensive end. He's such an important piece.
And those stats, just the stats themselves, don't belie his impact. The way he's in the middle, everybody's thinking about him at all times, certainly thinking about him when he's a screener. And this is off just 7 shots that he's been able to create that activity. Perfect from the foul line, 2 steals to go along with it, but that aggressiveness on the offensive glass. Yes, he's gotten 3 offensive rebounds, but he's slowed down probably twice as many fast breaks because they're so concerned about his effect there.
And we certainly wish him well in his new venture in China. Well, Avery Woodson had a really good start tonight for the Giants. He's been involved in everything. He has 13 points.
And early on, he started doing it with the drive, and then as the game went along, opened up a little bit for him on the exterior. But on the perimeter, still just 1 for 4 from deep, so hasn't really found that space. If they're able to start setting some screens and just giving him a little bit of freedom of movement, we could really see that scoring total go up. But he's got quite the offensive ability, and he is going to be heavily leaned on to try and get the Giants back in this ballgame.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on. Stats with thanks to TAB. Here's the tail of the tape at the half.
Well, you look at the shots that are created by the Rams because of that offensive glass work and forcing the turnovers. 9 extra shots. Neither team shooting great from the perimeter. The Giants can make some inroads there and pull it back, but all about those rebounds, 25-17, and that's what ended up in those 9 extra shots for the Rams.
Can the Giants make it 2 on the road for round 6? They've got a fair bit of work to do in this one. Rams lead it by 15. Second half coming up after the break. it's a big night for the Canterbury Rams. Ty Wynyard in his last game. Jared Wilson-Frame also in his last game. Great crowd in attendance, as there always is here in Christchurch, and they'll be pretty happy with what they've seen from the team in red. They lead this one by 15. Plenty of hospitality. Do we get any of that where we are?
Oh, we would, but then our mouths would be full when we're trying to talk, and I'm barely eligible as it is.
Your timing is impeccable if you're talking about eating, because there's the Salons Super Special for round 6 available till next Wednesday. The code is SWISH.
And there have not been a lot of swishes for the Nelson Giants. Just 2 for 11 from deep in that first half, 6 for 11 from the free throw line. If they're closer to where their season averages are in shooting, they would only be down 6 or 7 points, which is pretty manageable. If I'm Coach Mike Fitch and I'm saying, hey guys, our defense hasn't been great, but we can pick up our offensive execution, we can create some better looks, and we can get back into this game, but we're gonna have to do it on the glass. We have to keep this Ram squad off the glass, and if I'm Coach Judge Flavel, more of the same guys. Pick up that pace. It's all about pace if I'm them. Every time we get the ball, push that ball at all times. We wanna run this team to death. And if we can do it, the more we can do it, the bigger this lead will become.
Well, last time out, they defeated the Saints by 14. They've got the Tuatara next Saturday night. The Rams, Tevin Brown, 19 in the first half here. Geez, been impressive.
Been impressive in all aspects of the game. 4 rebounds, 1 steal. Just 1 steal, but he's tipped 3 or 4 balls away. And his speed is just such a weapon in the open court and in the half court.
Tall Timber back on the floor for the Giants. Let's hope they stay out of foul trouble. Floating it up and in. Alex McNaught. He's had a handy game.
Up to 11 points already, 4 for 6 from the field, and they're challenging him to score. He's accepting that challenge and rising to it.
Just the way the Giants wanted to start this second half tonight. Wynyard, oh, great pass, great cut, great finish. Tevin Brown.
Really physical out there. Avery Woodson was trying to bang him off the line for the 3-point fade. Excellent recognition by Brown, straight cut to the basket.
Anytime you get 3 greats in a row in commentary, you know it was good as McNaught finishes. Pippen underneath. Almost comes straight back to him. And there's a foul here.
That was clean. From this angle, did not look like a lot of arm. That's a tough call to make from the other side of a big buddy like Ty Wynyard. And Mike Fitch is saying the same thing. We missed the shot here. Let's take a look at on the second. Good rebound by Pippen there.
Watch McNaught. Oh.
He didn't even touch it. Is that foul on Maker then? The foul is called on Maker. Okay, so that's where the foul was. The contact was beforehand. Worst news for the Giants, because that's his 4th personal.
Yep, the late whistle, wasn't it? That was the confusing part of it. Here's Tevin Brown, and again, it just opens up for him, and he takes it all the way. So Tevin Brown added 4 already in this third quarter, 23 in the game. He just seized the moment.
Well, Mike Fitch wanted clarification on who that foul was on. And he is confused because the contact, because of that late whistle, it looked like the call was on McNaught, but the call was on Maker. And that's an unfortunate situation. Once that's by, you probably got to let that one go. You're going back into the pass at that point.
And that's where it's come from. It's come from that confusion of the late whistle. So unfortunately, I think we all thought it was on McNaught, but clearly it was the contact just before that. Margin at 17 now. Tevin Brown with back-to-back baskets. Here's McNaught. Woodson. Look to drive, good defense, Walter Brown. They battle it and go hard at it. And the Rams come down.
Great board, really nice strong drive, but Ty Wynyard controlling the glass and the interior. Oh man.
Another player down tonight, Woodson. Well, I thought he was going to be called for the foul there coming in over the top. Definitely Tevin Brown slipped under his own steam.
He just kneed his head into the ground. I think they're calling the travel first, though. We see here, he slips here, takes the ball, touches out of bounds. Now, that contact there by Woodson was late. The whistle for the foot on the out of bounds line predated that. So the Giants got a tough one on the other end. Well, the Rams get a tough one on this end.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I reckon the contact actually put him across the line.
I thought his foot went there before he got hit in the head. But either way, he did just get hit in the head. Even the ball's out of the bounds, you still can't get hit in the head. It's still a foul.
Here's Woodson. brings it back out, uses the body of Pippen into the lane, floats it up and in. He thought there was contact as well.
Walter Brown's got that length to make things difficult, but Avery Woodson finding just enough there as Max Darling almost backcourt there on the catch.
15 now for Woodson. Taylor Britt all the way to the basket.
These drives are just too easy. We're not seeing anybody step up and force them to do something else than just drive and finish, making that decision to stick with the roll man.
Dempster, little up fake again, this time covered by Darling. McNaught gets underneath him, doesn't get the drop.
Surprised that wasn't a foul. Looked like there was body contact on the free throw going on the attempt going up.
Tevin Brown goes deep. Pippen knocked it back to Dempster.
And I'm seeing the physicality in this game inch up just a bit. Well, I think we might see a little bit of frayed tempers if it keeps up on this track.
Here's Maker. Protecting 4 fouls now. McNaught, bit of a fake, can't get the make.
Well, they've given him the opportunity, he hasn't been able to succeed with it lately.
Walter Brown, things just opening up a little bit too easily at the moment, and the Rams making the Giants pay.
And that change of possession, the Giants just a bit slow in transition. Rams take advantage again.
Woodson gets another basket. It's a nice little battle with Walter Brown at the moment. Woodson goes to 17. Who's going to go with him, though? Here's Ty Wynyard. Had a look inside for Walter Brown. Here's Tevin Brown. Closely checked by Woodson. Taylor Britt. Well, he's having some sort of a quarter.
They're taking advantage of what's being given to him. They're sagging off, worried about Brown, worried about the bigs inside. He's got the space and using it.
Maker dumps it off. Oh, nice finish by Alex McNaught, up to 13.
Well, he tried that same English a few times in a row. Third time's the charm, finally gets it down. Giants down 18.
Britt busy again. Here's Tevin Brown. Woodson with the job. Wynyard steps out. Another body going down as Brown slips over. Jump ball called. I told you, snow season.
You're not right. You're not wrong at all. It has been a bit slippery. Having played in this gym a few times, if there does get a little bit of wetness on there, it can become dangerous. And you see that's it's just slipped a little bit.
Jump called out of that. Possession goes to the Rams.
Just 7 seconds on the shot clock, though, so they have to do their work quickly.
Walter Brown somehow finds Tevin Brown, who makes another.
Man, this is just a well-connected team. There was no one in that space when that little kick pass went. By the time it landed there, he was wide open for the triple. As they are now 6 for 17 from deep.
14-8 run in this third quarter to the Rams. Sammy Dempster, can he hit one from range?
It's a good look. They'll be willing to take that, but they're just not dropping. Just 2 for 12 now are the Giants.
Walter Brown wants to get amongst it. Turnover. We chatted to young Walter last week on Hoopheads, Casey. Young man on the rise, 19-year-old, just signed a fresh 3-year deal with the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers.
2 of those as a developmental player, with the 3rd year being elevated to the full roster. And I mean, he's got all the skills. He's got all the tools you want out of a young wing defender. And he's certainly got a great work ethic to get him there.
Avery Woodson on Walter Brown. And he lands another blow. The Giants need plenty more of that.
Might have been some contact as well. The Giants not getting the benefit of that whistle on the drives a few times now and starting to get a little frustrated as the coaching staff.
Tevin Brown receives, hands off. Walter Brown, Brown to Brown.
I mean, the penetration for the Rams is like a hot knife through butter right now. Absolutely no resistance. Wherever they want to go on the drive, they are getting there.
Here's Woodson. Trathan for 3. Oh, in and out. Pippen, big rebound. He wants to go back up. He does. And he converts, and he's off to the TAB. It's been a tough night for Kavion Pippen.
It just hasn't had a lot of time in the game, but what I liked there was he refused to get boxed out. Wynyard had good position, went with the arm box out. Pippen fought around that, and then shows off that soft touch on the finish. And cutting it down to under 20 points. 4.5 left in this one. They just need to find a way to string multiple scores together and multiple stops at the same time. But against this Rams squad, that is a difficult ask right now.
Pippen with just 4 points tonight. Dempster with 4. Maker with 3. So between the 3 starters, the forwards and the center, just the 11 points.
And the Giants just 6 for 12 from the TAB strike tonight. That is not what helps you get back in games.
Oh, Tevin Brown's got space again. And that was a long way down.
Everything but the 3 points counted on that one.
Woodson, nice turn of speed, fouled by Clinton.
Just taking a bit of a breeze, like, finally, I get the whistle. It has been a long time coming. Look at this burst of speed right there. Quinn Clinton on the back, knocks him to the ground. He gets the shot up, though, so earns his trip to the free throw stripe.
I do appreciate that he took 10 seconds to have a quick break.
Hey, use the time you got. You're down there on the ground. If you can get a few seconds, he's going to be in here for the majority of this game if the Giants are able to get it anywhere closer than this.
9 of 15 shooting tonight for Woodson, has 19 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of steals. Stats with thanks to the TAB. First one is long.
The TAB is unkind iron tonight for the Giants. They're just unable to find the distance from anywhere indeed. 15% from 3-point range, and now 46% from the TAB strike.
Second one is good. Looking ahead to round 7 for the Giants next Sunday. They travel to the Bay to take on the Hawks.
That is going to be a game between 2 desperate teams.
Corner 3 doesn't drop for Wilson Frame.
Well, he went down kind of strangely there. Hopefully he's okay. But there's the shoe just pounced out. It was an awkward fall. Now you see why, because the shoe stayed and the foot kept going. Actually, unfortunate there for Max Darling. He didn't actually get a lot of contact there, but the foot slipped, so it looked like contact. And that's going to be another foul on the Rams.
I'm not sure whether all of the sliding around the court tonight will feature on the highlight show on Tuesday night.
Ice hockey?
Maybe some ice hockey. There'll be plenty of highlights from round 6, though. The NZNBL highlight show every Tuesday night. Look forward to your company. Matua Maker protecting the 4 fouls. The South Sudanese Aussie moved to Perth with his family when he was 6 years of age. And along with other family members, they've been very prominent in basketball around the world. Here is Pippen. Back out to Ingham. Ball on the floor. Nowhere to go. Does he create some space? Somehow he got it back to Pippen. He goes up. Rebound. Tevin Brown. Here come the Rams.
Poor spacing there. Just never enough airspace to get that work done, especially in the post.
Brown through.
That kind of game.
Darling.
Well, it went off the hands of Maker there, and even the good defense not being rewarded. Just that kind of night for the Rams. Everything is going right, and they're looking well in control of this one with 13 minutes to play.
Margin back to 20.
Davion Pippen frustrated, didn't get a look down the pipe there.
Ingham, he won't get it through. Baxter Jr. brings it out to the corner. Woodson has to shoot. That would be a miracle from there. Chance to extend. The Rams searching to finish this one off. They steady. Time on their side. Shot clock down to 9. No one went near Quinn Clinton, and he made the Giants pay.
Just line it up and let it fly. QC for 3.
Did he have a shower today? No one went near him at all.
These dad jokes you're pulling out of me are confusing me.
Baxter Jr. has just knocked that ball into next week.
I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that still might get counted. The officials are going to discuss it.
Well, it would probably be
on the way up is the question.
Block of the season.
Well, that's close to above the rim. Yeah, I think more so than on the way down. That's much closer to being just above the rim, but the call is that the ball was not on the way down, so not a goaltend. Pippen will have to get 2, and Baxter does not get credit for that block, so he sits at 2.
Pippen at the TAB, 58% on the season. First one's long. A little bit offended. You don't like my dad jokes?
No, I didn't say I didn't like them. I was saying they're confusing me because you hit me with the, has he had a shower today? I'm like, what do you think I'm doing before I get here? I'm just looking up some stats, mate.
Makes the second 22 in the game. Here they come. Oh, Tevin Brown in the corner. Smart work and doesn't finish. Oh, getting up. That should shoot you. Tevin Brown off the glass.
I mean, the near highlight show this week will be impressive with what he's pulled off in this game.
It'll be great. That'll be on repeat. Intercept. Knocked out of his hands by Tevin Brown. They're off again.
Another steal there.
There's Wilson Frame into the corner. Clinton searching. Backs it out. Tevin Brown just sizing up his options. He's got Big Pippen in front of him. Wants to take him on. He does on the reverse. Does everything but get the roll.
Well, he's really having an impact on the game. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Doing it all.
Matua fumbling his way through. Was eventually fouled. It's been a hard night for him tonight.
Tevin Brown, 4 for 8 from the three-point stripe. Everyone else combined, 5 for 28.
Wow.
So he has definitely brought the measure from distance for both squads.
Came in with big raps, didn't he, Tevin Brown? 24-year-old, 4 years at Murray State. Ohio Valley Conference first team, 3 times, no less. Headed to New Zealand off the back of 45 games in the NBA G League with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants.
And it seems like he's starting to understand what his role is as an import. A very different thing about what you're asked to do in college or in the G League and what you're asked to do as an import. And we're starting to see that he's picking his spots and really affecting, and not just affecting, but commanding games when he's really implanting himself on it.
21-15 quarter for the Rams. Max Darling just takes it away.
Just forgot something there.
Thief in the night.
Gotta bring that along with you.
And then he gives it up. Maker has one in front of him, and in the end, just kisses it off the glass.
And Taylor Britt decides not to take an injury or a possible foul there, and a good choice. Up 19, but still 10 minutes to play in this one. The Rams aren't quite on that Sunday afternoon stroll just yet.
Maker 6 in the game now. Wilson's frame. Misses everything. The dying seconds of this third quarter as the Rams extend.
Surprisingly, Jared Wilson-Frame hasn't scored yet. But a few times this season, that has been the case for him. 0 for 5, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. And possibly just thinking about that next destination at this point.
Well, we've been talking about Wynyard having his last game tonight.
That's it. Oh, I thought that was a charge.
Flop warning on Kaya Isaac. Woodson into the corner. Drayton, handy basket for the Giants.
A nice way to take advantage of the player going down, and he does get the warning saying there was no contact there. It looked like enough contact to me, but 16 points of difference. A nice little run here by the Giants.
Foul call.
Good recognition. They still have one more foul to give. That's their third foul here in the quarter. So with 5 seconds to go, you can get that in and maybe get another whistle with about 3 or 2 left. Just make sure it's not in the shooting motion.
And of course, Wilson Frame leaving Casey was all a part of the plan. The Rams actually announced that at the start of the season, but I have heard maybe just a sneaky whisper that some other teams across the Cells NBL have inquired about his availability.
How nebulous.
Here he is, drawing a foul.
Now the question is, was that on the way up? Or And it was not on the way up, so it's on the baseline, so it turns into a good foul. To me, it looked like Wilson Frame was in that shooting motion. I thought he picked it up. That is not the call. Ball will be on the baseline with just 0.9 left.
Can they add a basket here, the Rams, to see us out with a quarter to go? Inbound ball. Option in the corner is Kaya Isaac. That won't do it. So at three-quarter time, the Rams have extended their halftime lead. They're looking for a big one tonight in the Sunday sesh, sitting second on the ladder. And they're looking for their 5th straight win. Out by 16, quarter to play. Happy times for the Rams. Not so at the moment for the Giants. Back with the last quarter right after this. Quarter to play here tonight at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch. Hometown fans happy with what they're seeing at the moment. Rams out by 16. Giants with some work to do. Casey Frank.
No doubt about that. A controlled performance by this Ram squad up to this point. They haven't really put the foot on the throat yet. They've let the Giants hang around. Now the question is this going to be a problem with it for them with 10 minutes to go? Just a 16-point game, a couple of three-point bombs to start this off, but we're down to 10 points really quickly.
Let's catch up with Coach Judd Flavel as the last quarter is about to start. Coach, Tevin Brown has brought it all tonight. You must be pretty happy with his performance so far.
Yeah, he's been aggressive. You know, that's good for us, getting to the rim, not just being settling for the outside three, so we get the best of both worlds.
And you certainly have to feel a lot of pride in the way you guys have defended tonight, holding the Giants to just 3 for 15 from deep, 20% from out there. And this is a team that's been leading the league in offensive rating over the last wee while. How have you guys been able to do it?
Yeah, look, I think they've had some looks as well. I mean, but just the ball pressure. You know, I think our intent tonight was to make sure that we got a presence on the basketball, seeing if we can take them out of their comfort, take them out of their rhythm. I mean, they're a very, like as you said, three-point shooting team, and you know, get through their sets very well. So making sure that we do a good job on that, and of course, you know, clean up those offensive rebounds just like that one.
Well, that's just the 6th of the game, so you've been okay in that position. Thanks for the time, Juddy. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Judd. Always great of our coaches in the Sal's NBL to spend some time with us.
Down to 14. String a few stops together and an opportunity to get this into single digits, and all of a sudden you got some confidence.
Well, Wilson Frame with a chance to change that tune.
He's struggling over 6 now. Cannot find that measure from deep.
Basket here for the Giants would make it interesting. Woodson, can he be the man? Had a good third quarter. Dempster, ball on the floor. The skipper turns around and puts it in. Sam Dempster.
Love the patience. Oh, look at Maker. Gets a steal. Great read. Can McNaught finish it? He came out, but he got it back.
Did well to get it back too.
Just threads the needle there, unfortunately. Gets the jump ball on the backside. And that ball will go.
It'll go the Rams.
To the Rams.
Yep. Giants started with the opening possession of the quarter. Here's the G.J. Gardner-Holmes replay. Look at that. Maker switched on.
But you love to see a team that, despite looking like they might be out of it, they haven't quit on the game. And Matur Maker, he's been in foul trouble all night, 9 points, but he hasn't let him stop paying attention to what he needs to do. Great steal. Opportunity was created. Unfortunately for the Giants, they did not take advantage.
Margin back to 12. Rams need to have a chat. Mike Fitchett will be happy with what he's seen.
Really fortunate. We're listening to the timeout, but if I'm Coach Judd Flavel, I'm flabbergasted that this is a 12-point game. We have dominated every single aspect of things. Why are we not up 20 points? This is all about you guys, your effort levels. You have to lift this up and put this team out of its misery, because if we let them hang around, there's a chance that this is a ball game.
Well, the Rams all of a sudden with a little bit of work to do. If you love your golf, the best men's golfers in the world are back in action for the PGA Championship, the second men's golf major of the year. Catch it all on Sky Sport, May 19 to 22.
Oak Hill, is that any relation to Oak Hill Academy, where we've got one of the young books? We've got Dante Russo-Nance. I'm going to say it's the same thing.
You're asking me.
Yeah. You tell me, well, you're now
sure.
You're talking to me. Yeah,
Sure.
Thank you, Justin. There can only be one Oak Hill Academy. There's only one Oak Hill in America, right?
Sure.
How many Oaks and Hills can there be that combine?
You're asking me questions that I have absolutely
You're asking
no
me if guys
clue.
have had a shower earlier today, Justin. What are you talking about? Turnabout is fair play.
Let's get back to the basketball, shall we? 12 points in this one. Let's see if the Rams can respond to these early threats from the Giants to open this last quarter. Maker gets up. Oh, actually hit the underneath of the backboard there.
Well, if it hits the blue part, it's okay, but if it hit the part that extended, it's not. I'm interested to see what happened on the replay.
Looked like the underside. And we're going to get the court cleaned up here as Cavion Pippen becomes about the 17th player to pick himself up off the floor tonight.
And here we take a replay of that. The nice box out here, good crash by Wynyard. It bounces down and comes straight. That should have been out of bounds off Maker.
He thought he copped a little bit of a knock in the head on that.
He's probably right. Wynyard's been known to have a stray elbow or 17 in a game.
Oh, you better be careful.
Wait,
he's leaving
the
tomorrow.
last game. What are you talking about? First of all, he started throwing those bows at my grill when he was 15, so I got nothing to be careful about. I have tasted them, unfortunately.
Here's Woodson. Just tripped up on the way through. Giants just getting a bit of a handy run here early in the last. Not out of it.
And a quick 2 personal fouls as well. Or is that just the first? Sorry, pardon me, just the first personal.
Ignored. Had a good night. Make it now. Can he get busy?
That
Tried to
travel.
Looked like he took an extra one in there. Woodson, Pippen, rebound, finding space off the glass, can't finish, may get it back. Anyone's ball. Dempster in the end pushed across the baseline.
Well, for 30 minutes, the Giants were just being dominated in the hustle categories, and that just has not been the case in these last 2.5 minutes. The pace of this game has absolutely died. We're seeing no push anymore by the Rams, and this pace much better suited to the Giants and the personnel they have out on the court.
Foul on Max Darling. McNaught to bring it in. Oh, good hand, Ty Wynyard. Great strip. Not the turnover the Giants wanted, and yet again another player goes down, and Sam Dempster's sitting there waiting.
It's just, I think it's a much hotter day in here than it is outside, and just creating a little bit of moisture on the floor. Players need to be careful out there, but there's still a game to finish.
Woodson, 20 in the game tonight. Tevin Brown right there with him. The 2 stars for their respective teams. On the up fake, Dempster nowhere to go. They pull it out. Shot clock at 1. A heave in the end. And look at Taylor Brett quickly downhill. He goes all the way. He can't finish. Floating through Max Darling.
4-on-3 breaking the other way.
Maker made it harder than what it needed to be.
Oh,
and I think Pippen, yep, reaching in. Woodson puts his hand up. He wants the foul called on him.
It should not be, though. All Pippen is... We see the advantage that the Rams can create when they're out there running the lane. As Ty Winwood looks like he copped one in the jaw.
We'll just see if it has been put on Pippen. In fact, Woodson did well on the sell, Casey, because he's picked it up.
What a teammate. Out there taking fouls. Saying, give me that one, keeping Pippen out there a little bit longer. Look, this has been about 2 minutes where the Rams have left this door open. The Giants haven't yet taken advantage. If they do not start converting shortly, I feel like the Rams are going to just start finding the bottom of the net and stretch this one out.
The Rams have not scored in this last quarter. All 4 points going the way of the Giants. Tevin Brown will look to change that right now. He's had some sort of a night. Loses a handle on it. Good defense by the Giants. Rams come back up with it, though. Taylor Brett gets one in the air. He goes deep on the shot. Who's going to come up with it? Wilson Frame.
The hustle. Once again, another offensive rebound. The 13th of the night.
Giants did so much good work defensively there. That shot is short. Wilson Frame gets his own rebound.
And the 14th offensive rebound of the night.
They settle again into the corner. Here's Maxwell Darling.
Extra possessions will kill you. And the Nelson Giants had so many chances in the first 5 minutes of this quarter to make this a ball game, but that is a huge triple from Darling out of the corner.
And they turn it over. Wow. Doing everything they can to keep themselves in this one. Gave it back to the Rams no less than 3 times. And then back down the floor, turnover with a loose pass.
I believe that's the 4th turnover this quarter. They started off poorly, weren't taking care of the ball, fixed it up, but here in the 4th, lackadaisical with the basketball has made it bad. The 7th turnover for Alex McNaught.
Good hands. Sam Dempster. That margin at 15. Woodson. Dempster had Trathon in the corner, passed him up, went back to Woodson, who's fouled. And he's off to the TAB for 3.
Well, Max Pitcher was thinking timeout, but then a nice whistle in the Giants' favor. He gets him to call that one off as the Giants have another chance to bring this back to 12. Keep it within that touch distance that's not far away to grab.
We've seen teams come back from more than that with less time this season.
5 minutes is an eternity. You know, a 15-point ball game when it comes down to it, that's just five trips. If you can get hot from 3. And if Avery Woodson's able to hit a few here, we'll just take 4 buckets as Mike Fitchett's locked in.
Avery Woodson spent time at University of Memphis and Butler University. Makes his first 2, 1 to go. Has been traveling a fair bit too. Finland, Sweden, Greece, Canada, the Ukraine, and Belgium for Avery Woodson. Now in New Zealand. Makes all 3.
Huge free throws there for a team that has been struggling from the TAB tonight. Now 12 for 21, that 57%. You look at this 12-point ball game, a team that's normally up there in the free throw shooting percentages. If they had a little bit more luck there, they'd be right in this.
Margin back at 12. Can they get a stop here, the Giants? Long way to go. Tevin Brown, he's a man that needs stopping. He's had a big night. Doesn't add. Now a chance. The Giants, Trathon on the move. Walter Brown right there with him. Gets him out of the way. Ingham fouled. And that's the 4th team foul.
He's got a bit of a cheeky smile on his face after that one. Because it looked to me like Baxter Jr. had jumped that and gotten in front of him, but possibly wasn't in legal guarding position just yet. Ingham completely predetermined which way he was going on that one, not reading the D. And fortunately for him, it turned out okay.
29-year-old Tom Ingham, the school teacher.
School teacher. Semi-professional basketball. It's a good little, sounds like a nice little life in Nelson.
Here's Dempster backing down Troy Baxter Jr. Out to Pippen. Into the corner. Trathon can't come up big. Oh, Sam Dempster, great hand. Trathon now, in fact, it was Ingham in the corner with the shot. Doesn't matter. Trathon scores.
And Baxter was lucky not to get a whistle on that one. Down to 10, the first time in a long time.
Brown, Wynyard tie. What a farewell to basket that one was.
They have found so much success out of that on ball, especially when it's run close. I love that one, setting it inside the three-point line on the roll. There's just no way that you can come back and get winded out of that space, and a physical finish to put them back up 12.
Double-double for Ty Wynyard in his final game of the season tonight. 13 points, 12 rebounds. Also has 3 steals as Woodson fires away.
Great look. Could have gotten down to single digits. That would have been a bit of a boon to the confidence. But now it's all about the Rams running full possessions and taking care of the ball, which they almost didn't do there.
Pippen thumps it out of play. He's been battling foul trouble all night tonight. So too Matur-Maker. Still holding on 4 fouls. Quinn Clinton has 4 for the Rams. Max Darling also with 4. Baxter Jr. in the corner, all by himself. And I think Ty Wynyard's picked up a foul here.
Looking like some kind of swim, saying he grabbed there. This is going to be free throws the rest of the way here for the Giants. And that certainly changes the complexion of this game and the way in which the Rams can defend.
Wynyard 4th foul as well.
That concerning as well, because that's going to change the way he's able to defend and especially attack the offensive glass.
I think John Flabber wants to have a chat here. 12-point margin, so too the Giants. Mike Fitchett will be looking to charge his team up for the final 3:45. Can the Giants do the impossible? They've been down all night. Let's have a listen in to Coach Mike Fitchett.
Shoot those, knock them in. Next offense, stick with what we're doing defensively, we're good. Just box out. KP, next one. Sammy, you come and screen KP, KP loop over, and on the bucket, don't get the 3-second call. Ave, Sammy, you're coming into it. Play off that. If they switch this big to big, cool, they got Wynyard or Darling guarding this ball screen. You're working, and we got pick and pop Sammy. If they hard rotate, we got a fucking wide open shooter in the corner. That's our next offense. Horns keep, but the 4 and the 5 have switched. Giants.
Alex McNaught just saying g'day.
Alex McNaught, is he trying to intimidate the camera? You do realize it's an inanimate object, Alex. I like it. Working on the blue steel.
Jeez, he had a fair stare on him, didn't he? The young man.
Well, the Giants in the midst of a 12-3 run since about 2 minutes left in that third quarter.
Yes.
Just that one triple a few moments ago by Max Darling has been the addition to the score sheet for the Rams. And, I mean, as hard as the Giants are trying to get back in this game, to me, it's just all the execution and decision-making of Canterbury. They have to put their nose back and their mindset back to where it was early in this ball game. But it may just be a little bit too late, as now we're down to 11 points, going to cut it back to 10 with a make here. And that's still plenty of time for the Giants to keep digging.
Pippen 58% from the TAB this season, 3 of 5 tonight.
10 points again. Huge possession here for the Giants if they can string that together another stop.
Here's Taylor Britt, Baxter Jr. now, hands it off, Walter Brown, a little bit of space. Hands it over to Tevin Brown. Woodson right there with him. Ty Wynyard creates a distraction into the corner. Taylor Britt deep. Loose ball picked up. Trathan, here come the Giants.
Normally you don't help off the strong side corner, but if Ingham hadn't, that would have been a short layup. Good decision in that case.
Score here makes it interesting. Dempster catches, swings it back to his right. Up straight was Ty Wynyard. Foul maybe Walter Brown.
If it's Wynyard, you're in trouble, but I believe it's Walter Brown.
Maybe just reaching in.
I think fortunate for Sammy Dempster there. I thought he was losing the basketball because it was tipped earlier. He couldn't quite grab it. And when he was trying to go up with it, it just looked awkward. I think pretty fortunate to get that as Sam Dempster takes these free throws. You see, not a lot of contact on Brown there. Dempster makes the first. As we're taking a look at that replay, and we're down to single digits.
Well, Sam Dempster isn't a man the Rams want to send to the TAB. 91% makes 2.
Down to 8 with 3 minutes to go. And we've got a pensive crowd on our hands.
Biggest lead for the Rams tonight, 23 points. Giants right back in it. Can they get another stop here? Brown picks up the dribble. Dumps it down to Ty Wynyard, spins and makes. Oh, classic Ty Wynyard.
He's got the power, he's got the deftness of touch, and shows off the footwork there. Nice, timely bucket for the Rams to stretch it back to 10.
Can I say again that they're going to miss him?
Yes, you can. You can probably say it one more time, but then that's it.
Avery Woodson stepping back, big shot off the back of the iron. There he is again. Ty Wynyard cleaning it up.
15 points, 13 rebounds now. As we see a foul there on the Giants.
Trathan.
Just the second personal foul in the quarter on the Giants. What they've really done in this quarter is controlled the glass. They were getting just blasted on the rebounds. Well, they've got it all the way back up to just a 4-rebound deficit. They've done great work. Came into the quarter with just 5 offensive rebounds, had 5 offensive rebounds in the quarter. That's what's doing it. Time's running out on them if they don't have a stop here, though.
Lost the second quarter by 8 tonight, the Giants. That's when the bulk of the damage was done. Tevin Brown brings it back out. Tom Ingham right there with him. Brown had it, lost it. Ingham, good defense, pressure, big shot. And the Giants quickly down the floor, just under 2 minutes to play. Woodson fires and makes. Avery Woodson, big basket for the Giants, 1:52 to play.
7 points, the difference. We've got about 5 possessions left in this ball game, depending on the speed with which the Giants play.
All about defense for the Giants now. All about creating a good basket for the Rams. Tevin Brown was knocked. Tom Ingham with the foul.
Tom Ingham, he's questioning it, but Brown came in there. He just gave him a bit of a shoulder check on this drive. Nice screen once again by Wynyard. And you see that little chicken wing. He's not in legal guarding position, and that elbow getting there. Maybe if he had his hand straight up, he could have gotten away with the contact, but because it's that little elbow, it's an easier whistle to call. Huge free throws here for Tevin Brown.
How's he been at the TAB tonight, Casey?
Up to this point, perfection. But you asked me to put the commentator's curse on him there.
I did pass that over to you.
Making me use my juju.
We call that a handball in the AFL.
And what?
Hospital pass.
What game? What are you talking about? That stays over on the other side of the ditch, mate.
Tevin Brown misses both.
Oh, my.
Wow.
The Giants can't slow it down. They still have to play with some speed here. A triple will make it a 2-bucket game.
Well, look out for Avery Woodson, 26 in the game, 4 of 5, or 2 of 9, I should say, from long range. Pulls up at the stripe. Oh, halfway down.
Great look. Solid D. Dempster gets the foul there. This is just going to be the 4th personal, so not shooting free throws yet. A lot of heart shown by this Giant squad, not quitting when they were down by such a large margin. Take a second look at the foul. And Dempster there, getting that little reach in, not quite all the way over with his feet. He picks up his 3rd personal.
So both teams in the bonus now, 1:11 to play, 7-point margin. The
Giants. Great trap opportunity that they let go.
Got themselves back into this one, outnumbered here. Oh, Wynyard had it and lost it. They've got it back, the Giants.
You know, the Rams are playing a different game than they need to. They don't need buckets. Why are they so sped up?
Trathan down to Pippen. Pippen with the little up fake, couldn't make. Dempster with the putback, couldn't finish.
Pippen unfortunately faded away from the contact. Had he gone towards Wynyard, who was out of position on the contest, would have got himself to the free throw line. But instead, goes back to the fade, doesn't get the finish, and that'll be most probably all she wrote of this one.
2 big chances for the Giants. Coach Mike Fitchett knows it as well. Baxter Jr. walks the length to the TAB.
Just 7 points in the 4th quarter for the Rams up to this point. The tap has been well and truly turned off as Baxter Jr. finds the measure. 1 for 2 from the stripe now.
And credit to the Giants.
And they just never quit. They kept grinding away. They kept grinding away. The offense never quite got there for them. They're finishing 4 for 19 from deep. But it was the hustle categories, the little things. They cut down those turnovers. They clawed their way back on the rebound stats. a good building block for them, but they will nonetheless walk away disappointed.
Timeout called by the Giants. They'll advance it up the floor, out the back of this. Just over 46 seconds. Margin at 9. Leading scorers tonight, Tevin Brown with 26 for the Rams. Avery Woodson with 26 for the Giants. No audio here while Mike Fitchett has a chat to his team. What have they got to look to do quickly?
Score. I mean, down 9. If you're lucky, you get 3 possessions in this ball game, so it can't be a quick 2. That just doesn't do enough for you. It's got to be a 3 at this point. The earliest, cleanest look that you can create, you take it, crash the glass after that, and on any touch by a poor free throw shooter, you got to foul immediately.
It only matters about the next 46.1, but ahead in round 7. Giants on the road to the Hawks, Rams at home to the Tuatara. As Tom Ingham strolls back out, Giants need something desperately quickly here to have any chance. Both teams in the bonus. Biggest lead tonight for the Rams, 23. Giants have come home hard, leaving nothing on the court, or leaving it all on the court, I should say, as they get to Woodson. Dempster over Brown. Can't make it, tipped in by Pippen.
Well, the clock ran an extra 2 seconds off there.
And loose pass. Baxter Jr. looking for Walter Brown. Giants get it back.
Wow, that, I mean, I have not liked what I've seen in terms of decision-making by the Rams in this 4th quarter. They're sped up for some reason. They're up huge. The only thing that hurts them is turnovers and quick shots, and that is what they've been focused on here down the stretch.
Both teams still have their Sky City player timeout. Woodson to bring it in. Expect him to run back out and get it, you would think. Traython. Heavy contact with Brown. Dempster, he does fire away. Doesn't make, loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? Baxter Jr.
And a tepid round of applause, I would say, from the Rams faithful, who after this 4th quarter performance might be less faithful.
Well, you take wins any way you can get them. They do move to 6-1.
Hey, a win is a win. There hasn't been a coach on the planet that didn't accept an ugly one. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just it's a dub in the book. And certainly some things to build off of, and it's going to be a big foundation piece. It's almost like the Rams in some ways will be started over on the back end of this. No Jared Wilson frame, no Ty Wynyard moving forward. Yet to be seen how they replace these guys. We do know that they've got an import coming in. Is that going to be how they keep it, or do they look to get Ty Wynyard's replacement because they're in dire need of a big with his departure?
Baxter Jr. makes the second. Maybe a Sky City player timeout. We do have that as the Giants. Yep, we'll come together and have a chat. Don't forget those community tickets with thanks to Sky City. If you've got a group, community, sport, school group, scan that QR code and grab your tickets. Take your group out to the Sal's NBL. Can we send a very special cheerio, happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there, of course.
Oh,
hope you're having a wonderful day and night, being well looked after.
Well done, Justin. Good memory there. I, of course, left my own wife, mother of our children, when I flew down here. So thanks for taking care of the fam today, Mia and all the other mothers out there.
Some of the mums in the stands. Hope they're having a nice night at the basketball. There's some of our biggest fans down here at Cowles Stadium. 25 seconds to play. Quick score needed for the Giants. Into the hands of Avery Woodson. Has to go. Hands it off. Nick Traython steps back off a dribble. Long on the shot. Loose ball. Woodson gets it. Dempster in the corner. Can't drop it. Plenty of opportunities for the Giants in this last quarter. Jump call.
Well, and that's really the story of this game for the Giants. 4 for 23 from the three-point arc. Just unable to find that measure. Even on a bad day, you would expect them to shoot low 30s, twice as many makes out of there. If they could have made 8 threes instead of 4, they're up 2 in this ball game right now. Or sorry, up 4.
Giants call the timeout. Mike Fitchett just hanging in there with his team at the moment. He knows it looks grim. 9.8 to play, 8-point margin. Going to be pretty tough from here.
That was a perplexed coach looking to find out where the ball was on the sideline. But yeah, I mean, it's all about, at the same time, it's about that game within a game, the count back of overall things. Not sure how often that comes into play in the Cowles NBL, but always in the back of your mind. And you want to finish well, especially against a team that maybe coming out of that first half had no doubt about their superiority to you. Well, coming out of the second half, the Giants have put some questions in the mind of these Rams and their ability to finish them off.
Well, seemingly, Casey, the Giants will head home with a split from the weekend, 2-6 on the season. Surely on a double to take on the Sharks and the Rams, you're moderately happy with a split?
I mean, you always take a split. When you go out on a doubleheader, the goal is always, well, we have to get at least one. That's your bare minimum. If you're able to win two, you should be pretty happy with it. You'll be pumped up about that. But they've done enough to get themselves in position to make a stretch run. And after the tough start they had, that's about all they could ask for.
So dying seconds in this one. Giants still holding out hope, using the seconds here. That's not going to help them. Avery Woodson will fire away, you would think. Backs it back out, almost on the buzzer. And that is all she wrote tonight. Rams get the win, their 5th in a row. 6-1 on the season. Tevin Brown, the star.
He was impressive. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Touched them all. Player of the game in this one. But it was a first half that the Rams did all the hard work, so they didn't have to go full speed down the stretch.
Well, hope you've enjoyed it. Round 6 comes to a close in the Cowles NBL. Rams victors tonight. Tevin Brown, the star. The home team, 82-74.